everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're going deep into something that might just redefine how you think about property. Digital property investment.
Yeah, you heard that right.
It's not your grandma's real estate anymore. We're talking about owning a piece of the online world. And our guide for this journey is Giantserver Properties.
It's a platform making waves, especially in South Africa.
What's really exciting here
Is that Giantserver isn't just about buying and selling digital spaces. It's about creating an entirely new investment landscape, one that's potentially more accessible, especially for those who might feel a little intimidated by traditional investment options.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a stack of sources straight from Giantserver's website, including details about their exclusive G-Server Property Club, or as they like to call it, the G Club. They say it's packed with perks for investors. Plus, we've got some inside scoop about the founder's vision, which is fascinating stuff, so get ready, because we're going to break down exactly what digital property is, how Giantserver works, and whether it's something you might want to explore further.
It's a whole new world out there. We're here to help you navigate it.
Okay, let's unpack this. So first things first, what exactly is Giantserver? And what does it even mean to invest in digital property?
Imagine owning a storefront, an office building, or even a massive data center. Now picture all of that existing online, in the cloud. That, in a nutshell, is what Giantserver offers, the opportunity to invest in these virtual assets.
So instead of bricks and mortar, we're talking servers and data.
Exactly. And one of the biggest draws here is accessibility. Unlike traditional property, which often requires a hefty down payment, Giantserver aims to make investing possible for a wider range of people, particularly those just starting out.
And this is particularly relevant in South Africa, where access to traditional investment opportunities can be limited. So who is the mastermind behind this whole digital property revolution?
Well, that would be a South African entrepreneur named Cho Padcast. He's really a pioneer in this emerging field, and his vision is quite compelling.
From what we've gathered, he's all about democratizing investment and empowering everyday South Africans to build wealth through the digital economy.
That's spot on. It's not just about technology. It's about making financial opportunities available to everyone. Now, one of the ways Giantserver aims to do this is through their G-Server Property Club.
Ah, yes, the G Club. They really make it sound exclusive, don't they? But seriously, they advertise a ton of benefits for members, 24/7 support, AI tools, a super secure platform, not to mention 2 free virtual properties just for joining.
They're definitely trying to build a supportive community. Imagine having access to expert investors, weekly virtual meetings, training manuals, and even private events, all geared towards helping you succeed in this new world of digital property.
It all sounds pretty impressive, but of course there's a membership fee, right?
There is a one-time fee of R$1,800. Giantserver claimed it's a fast track to property investment growth. But as with any investment, you'll want to weigh the potential benefits against the costs and risks.
Good point. So you've got your digital property, you're part of this exclusive club, but who are the potential tenants? Who's actually going to rent these digital spaces?
That's where things get really interesting. Giantserver is targeting a diverse range of businesses, and we're not just talking about tech giants.
Right, we're talking about businesses of all shapes and sizes that rely heavily on a strong online presence.
Think about it. E-commerce companies needing a robust online store, media companies streaming content, even healthcare providers storing sensitive data and running critical applications. All of them need a reliable and secure digital foundation.
And that's what Giantserver's digital properties are designed to provide. The range of assets they can host is mind-blowing, from basic websites and email to complex databases and even platforms for machine learning and the Internet of Things.
It's really quite impressive. They're not catering to just one niche. They're aiming to provide a versatile digital foundation for a whole spectrum of businesses.
So we've got the what, the who, and even the potential tenants. But what about the benefits and risks of actually investing in this type of digital property? That's what we'll delve into next.
Welcome back. Last time we explored this whole concept of digital property investment with Giantserver Properties. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What are the potential advantages for someone considering taking the plunge?
Well, one of the most appealing aspects, especially compared to traditional property, is the lower barrier to entry. You don't need a mountain of cash for a down payment, no mortgage applications, no property inspections. It's designed to be much more accessible, especially for those just starting their investment journey.
That's a big plus for anyone who's ever felt intimidated by the traditional real estate market.
Yeah.
And there's also the potential for global reach, right? Your investment isn't limited by geographical boundaries because everything's online.
Exactly. It opens up opportunities to potentially earn income from businesses around the world. It's a truly global marketplace. And let's not forget that the whole world is going digital. More and more businesses need these digital spaces to function, and Giantserver is positioning itself to ride that wave.
They're betting on the continued growth of the digital economy. And if that growth continues, the demand for these digital properties could soar, potentially increasing their value. It's a fascinating prospect.
But of course, no investment is without risks. What are some of the potential downsides investors should be aware of?
Well, for one, this is a relatively new and uncharted territory. We don't have years of data to analyze and predict trends, so there's a higher level of uncertainty compared to traditional property investment.
And the value of these digital properties is also tied to Giantserver's success rate. If the platform were to struggle, the value of those investments could take a hit.
Precisely. It's like investing in any platform-based company. You're relying on their ability to execute their vision and maintain a stable and secure platform.
And we can't ignore the fact that the tech world is incredibly volatile. What's hot today could be obsolete tomorrow.
Absolutely. Which is why diversification is crucial. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spreading your investments across different asset classes can help mitigate some of that risk.
Speaking of diversification, let's circle back to the Giantserver Property Club. We've talked about all the bells and whistles, but what about the potential drawbacks? What's the catch?
Well, the biggest one is probably the upfront cost. That R-Weight 800 membership fee, while a one-time payment, is still a significant investment, especially for someone on a tight budget.
And while they offer training and support, you still need to be proactive and do your own research. There's no guarantee of success in any investment, digital or otherwise.
Right. It's important to remember that investing always requires knowledge, effort, and a willingness to learn and adapt. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
They also emphasize the perks like private events and networking opportunities. But those rely on a strong community of active members. What if that community doesn't materialize or fades away?
That's a valid concern. The value of those perks diminishes if there's no vibrant community to engage with.
So there's potential for high rewards, but also some serious risks to consider. It comes down to individual risk tolerance, a clear understanding of the opportunities, and a realistic assessment of the challenges involved.
Now let's shift gears and consider the other side of the coin. The businesses looking to rent these digital properties from Giantserver. What's in it for them?
One of the biggest draws is probably scalability. Businesses can adjust their digital footprint on the fly, need more server space, no problem, just scale up your virtual property.
That flexibility is incredibly valuable, especially for businesses with fluctuating demands. It allows them to optimize resources and avoid overspending on infrastructure they might not always need.
Giantserver also makes a big deal about the security and reliability of its platform. They're offering businesses peace of mind, knowing their data and applications are protected.
That's a huge selling point in today's world, where cyber threats are a constant concern. They're essentially providing a turnkey solution for businesses to establish a robust and secure online presence.
But surely there are some potential downsides for tenants too, right? What should businesses be cautious about?
One potential concern is what's known as vendor lock-in. Once a business builds its entire digital infrastructure on Giantserver, switching to a different provider down the line could be complex and expensive.
They're also at the mercy of Giantserver's pricing and policies, which could change over time.
That's why it's essential for businesses to carefully review those terms of service, understand the fee structure, and factor in potential future costs before jumping in. It's all about due diligence.
So it seems like there's a lot to consider for both investors and tenants. It's a fascinating concept with the potential to change how we think about property and investment.
It really does challenge our traditional notions. But as with any emerging trend, it's crucial to approach it with a healthy dose of skepticism. Do your homework and weigh those potential risks and rewards.
Now, in the final part of our deep dive, we'll step back and explore the broader implications of this digital property phenomenon. Could this be the future of investment? Or is it just a passing fad? Stay with us to find out. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've spent this episode exploring this whole world of digital property investment with Giantserver properties, looking at both sides of the coin, the potential for investors and the opportunities for businesses. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. What does it all mean?
What fascinates me is how Giantserver represents this larger shift we're seeing. The lines between the physical and digital are blurring, and that has huge implications for how we think about investment. We're seeing value attributed to things that exist purely in the digital realm.
It really makes you question the very definition of property, doesn't it? We used to think of land, buildings,
Yeah.
something you could